Hi, this is Mary for Mary's Stamping Happenings, and today is There's a Card Thursday. And we're going to be doing this cute birthday card. Lights are just really bad. Here. Anyhow, what we're going to need is, we're going to need the stamp set Rose Wonder. We're going to need some Mossy Meadow ink, some Sahara Sand ink, and basic black archival ink. For cardstock, we're going to need an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Very Vanilla. We're going to need a piece of large Very Vanilla scrap. We're going to need a piece of Sahara Sand, and this piece should measure approximately 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to need a piece of Mossy Meadow. I'll show you what we're going to do. I am just using a piece of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, but I can get almost 2 cards out of this one. Accessories, we're going to need the fine tip glue pen, glue dots, Stampin Dimensionals. We're going to need the Big Shot, the magnetic platform, plus we're going to need the Rose Garden Thinlits. Okay, so with the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to stamp the big rose on the piece of Sahara Sand. So I'm going to ink the rose up with the basic archival black. And like I taught in one of the tips and techniques Tuesday, when you use the archival stamps, sometimes if you don't get a really good impression, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need some foam. This is our stamping pierce mat, and what I am going to do is I'm just going to put it down here, and what you want is some pressure. You're just going to go, this is a big stamp, so you're going to need to get it all over. Just like that. Make sure, and I like to use the foam. See, it's just a piece of foam, because it makes the pressure even. Even though this is a wood one, I find even on my plastic tables that you definitely need a little more place where you can press down, that it's not going like that. And there we have that. And then now the second thing we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of Very Vanilla and we're just going to fold that. Oh, I forgot, we're also going to need some designer series paper. And I'm using a piece of designer series paper 2 inches by 4 3/4. And this is the Timely Elegance one. And I'm just going to put this on here. And I want this to show up. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take where is it? I'm going to take our piece of Mossy Meadow and I'm going to lay on this. I want that leaf on there, and I also need the frame. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to run this through the Big Shot, okay? So you're going to get something like this, and you're going to get this. So right now what we're going to do is I am just going to, with the fine tip glue pen, I am going to, hopefully I put the glue pen on right, I am just going to put some glue on here. Just like that, some of the areas. I am just wanting the leaves to show up, so if you got some of the flower like that, you're going to cut it off, so don't worry about that. And in fact, you could just about trim you know what you want, so you're going to trim this part right off here. And you're going to trim this part right off here. And we've got the glue. Just put a little bit more glue right in here. And then you're just going to line this piece up, just like this, right on where you did it. Now, I'll tell you right now, you may just need to, that fine tip glue pen, it takes a while for it to dry, so I'm just going to cover it and put a little thing. And it's going to take me a while to get the little tip in the little hole for the glue tip. I'm just going to set this aside to dry for a little bit, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece of Whisper White, or not Whisper White, Very Vanilla, and I'm going to take our Sahara Sand, and I am going to stamp the frame. Okay, just like this. Then I am going to take one of the sayings in Rose. That's why I like this Rose Wonder. It's got a bunch of sayings. And I need a few sympathy cards here. So I'm going to take with sympathy, and I am just going to stamp that with Mossy Meadow right inside. Okay, then I am going to take, again, the framelit. I cut a green one. I right now would like to cut the, okay, where's the framelit? Oh, here it is. I just want to cut this out, so I'm going to run to the Big Shot, and I'm going to cut that out. And we have something like this. So now we've got this, and it's fairly dry, but I want to cut that little piece off. So I'm just taking the scissors and cutting that off. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's not. Now on the Very Vanilla, I am going to place this on the Very Vanilla with just glue dots again. Just make sure all the glue dots are there. And I am going to put it on the Very Vanilla. Then I'm going to take our piece of the Timely Elegance Designer Series paper. I'm going to put glue dots on that. And I am just going to put that over more on the left-hand side, so it covers up a lot of the flower and maybe some of the leaf, but it's right there. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take what we've cut out, our saying, and I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow one. I'm going to put a couple of Stampin Dimensionals on the back of the saying. And then I'm just going to offset it just a little, just like that. See that? And then what I'm going to do is I am going to just, again, with some Stampin Dimensionals, going to attach that to the card front. So right like that. For There's Card Thursday, thanks for visiting and happy stamping.